Alright, today this appeared on my desk and we are going to use a Dodge Charger Hellcat. We're going to fade it from white in the front to black in the back, and we're also going to have this break up for print files. So what I want to do here is I'm going to take my rectangle tool. I'm going to make it pretty big. We're going to come the whole canvas. Take this, move this down here. I am working with a template of a Dodge Charger from Bad Rap website. It's the site that I typically use for all of my quick go-to templates. Don't really need to worry about too much. Sizing is usually dead on. So I am going to use my eraser tool, and I am gonna just hold shift, and I gotta rasterize that first. I'm glad that came up. Don't forget to rasterize your rectangle if you're gonna try to erase it. I need to rasterize. It'd be nice if it showed up. Oh, it already rasterized. That's why. Okay. If it didn't, it would have been like that. This little box. Okay. We're gonna hit it like that. Hit it one more time on the way up, and then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna bring this to right about there. And what this allows me to do, actually, I want to bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit more, like over here. Now, what this allows me to do is I can then take a measurement from here to here. It says 1.565 inches, which is actually 15.65 inches. We can change that by doing image size. See how it changed? Yep, we're gonna have that. I'm gonna hit enter. That goes, okay. Now that I know I have from here to here, this is my reference point. I know we got 16.65 to the end of that rectangle, this rectangle. And we're going to do, we know that this is going to get printed as one file. And we also know, and I'll discuss more on that further, this way we know where seams are meeting and such. But as for right now, hypothetically, this is our passenger side. So in order to make this match on the roof, we want to take our rectangle and we're going to go to the top of this and we're going to do, see, this is actually from the wing. So what I really want to do is I want to take this measurement from the wing back is 19.264. So 19.264, make this one the other way. I know I'm rushing through this, but this had to be a quick video because it's a fade wrap and I'm actually doing this for a client. So we don't want to change canvas, we want to change image size, make sure that's right. We're then able to bring this to, if we zero this here, just to reiterate, this is where I'm getting that measurement from, is I'm going like this, from here to here, 19.333, that's perfect. We'll use that as reference. And you see my rectangle starts here and ends over here. So this is how we're going to go about it. We're going to origin this on the wing. We're now going to take this guy down. You know what? We're going to use the grid guidelines. It's easier. We know we want a horizontal one, 19.333. We want it in the other direction. That was negative. Or no, that was positive, so we want 19.333. There it is. Now we know that if I put my rectangle up against that grid line, even though it's outside of our canvas, this part of the gradient should match exactly to this part of the gradient. And that was just using a very simple template. So now I can just expand this and get my roof, trunk, hood. Hood's going to be only white, but still hood. So from here, we know now our rectangles like this. This is at full size now. I'm going to start bringing in my grid lines for the roof and the hatch and the wing and everything else. So really what I do with this is I give myself enough here. I'll probably give it a little bit more so that there's bleed to shift the gradient now too. Either we're this way or this way, we can still shift the gradient to match up. The hardest part is going to be making sure this in here is exact to matching up with the side. Because this piece, if I'm looking at this is typically all one piece. And it's installed typically in all one piece. So that's how we're going to do that. So I know here, my roof's done. I can come back down. I could assess. The hatch is going to only be black, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. And this should be okay for the hatch. So now I know I have this general area here for the hatch, and I have this area here for the roof. I'm actually going to make it even bigger on the off chance that they really, really, really need to move that gradient around. I'm then going to save this. I'm saving it under this guy because this was the original design. We're going to call it black fade wrap. Black fade wrap scat pack. Working pass. Oh no, sorry. Top. That'll be in there like that. I'm gonna take that guy off. Take that off. I always like to flatten the image prior. RGB, what we're working from. Come here. Copy this. And actually, we're going to make this a lot easier. We're just going to hit crop. And we're going to save this as our print files. And I'm going to say trunk hatch to print. Save it as a TIFF. Now I can go back. And if you know this doesn't have your layers anymore, but if you want to see your layers, you just hit Control Z. See this where this is at again. Come back. If you even want to highlight it while your template's still on, take everything off. Crop again. I'll save as roof. Okay. Top file's done. Let that save. Actually, we do need to send him a proof of the vehicle. So what we're going to do, and what we forgot to do was flatten this file. I'm going to flatten that. Save this again. Again, apologies if I'm going a little too fast. we got to open this top file back up. Top. And we're going to go view, extras, turn them off. That's our grid. And I can do shift win S. Wait till that goes away. Not going to. Just going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, shift win S. I have no idea where that screenshot went, probably because I'm screen recording. Maybe it'll be in my clipboard. It is not. I will get to that after. Let's see if this one screenshots. I'm not seeing it. That is okay. I'll go over that in another video. This for now, we're just going to make it. Actually, what we're going to do, just to keep our colors accurate, is we're going to take this rectangle. We're going to come back in over here. We're going to eyedrop this design layer. Nope, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, we're going to take this design layer and we're going to color drop this. This is also just for proof purposes. I am more than likely going to darken this black for the print. Again, I would screenshot this and put it into here. It's not working right now. Another way to do it is save as a, I could just flatten this, honestly. Flatten it. Crop it. Control C. It's a little bigger than I thought, but that now can go in here. Okay. Do the same thing here, but we're going to break this up real quick. So, throw my extras back on. And then I can then take my marquee tool again. I could come down in here. I got 53.6, but we know that we're printing on 16-inch material, so I'm going to come all the way down. 258.5. That's a good number. 58.5. We'll do the same thing. Hide that. Hide that. Hide the badge. Flatten image. Copy. Nope. Sorry, not copy. Crop. File. Save as. Go back into here. Black fade wrap. Print. Call this. It is pass. So we're going to call it pass. But we're going to have it in here. So it has the same name. Okay. Do that. And then we're going to have this. We're going to say flip canvas. Even though you don't have to, they're going to be able to read the file as a different file. It's the same thing. Driver to print. Now that that's in there. So now we know we have driver, pass, roof, hatch. That's all we need to do. But because the hood is going white, I'm also going to give him this dimension, give or take, of white. So we know the height's 66. The width is going to have to be somewhere in the ballpark of that by that. And they're just going to laminate white here. But right here, this ends up being 66 by 58.5. That's going to work just fine. The hard part now is the bumpers. So if I wanted to give them this, I could just to give it to them and say hood. This way they understand, all right, run it. So that you have it in there. We'll flatten that out, crop, call it hood. Even though we're not printing, we're just laminating, that's fine, it'll go in. Now, this can get a little complex. So we have a bumper here. And the way that I like to reference this is, if I choose a center point, and I know I have this as a reference, as an end reference, or even the cutaway here as an end reference, I can come back to my template and I can say, all right, so from point A here, knowing that that's the end, to my bumper right here, where this seams, it says 23.3, so we're just going to call it 23.5. So what I can do now is I can zero this out again from where we kind of had it on the side, and I'm going to move my grid line over here. I also need to adjust this canvas. Always make sure that when you're breaking up for print that it's right. It's on the right scale. So now I know from this point, see it's 0, all the way over here. What did I say it was? We said it was, oh my goodness. All right, right here. 23.3, so we'll call it 23.5. So if we take the grid line, we say 23.5. I now know from center point over, it's 56 wide, which means I want to go 56 wide in this direction. And now I have a full bumper here that I'm pretty sure I can fit on 35. Now that's big and it's going to use a lot of material, but that's the way Dodge Challengers roll. The width here, if you see down here, it says 112. What we're actually going to do, because we haven't added bleed yet, is we're going to add another 8 inches of bleed just to be completely safe, because you got to always account for stretch and account for anything else, even though this is just a black bumper, you still got to account for it. So now we got 130 by 37, give or take. And because it's just black, I'm just going to come down here, take a guess here, it's going to be 35-ish, 38. Okay, 38 works. Because it's 38, I am going to just make it 52 or 55, however they want to print on this. I hope they print on 50. I hope they print on 60-inch material, because if they don't, they're going to run into a lot of issues. So from here, I know we got this black box, bring it all the way up to 52.5. But we know we got 52.5 by 29. I can even just make that as this file. The inches, we'll say 52.5 by 130. All the same. Go back here, take my rectangle, come back in to this file, drop the rectangle in. This is a cool trick. You can turn your background layer into an object, and you just do a color overlay. And I'm eyedropping where this rectangle was. And now I can just delete the rectangle, save this as my rear bump. And now I can take off my color overlay, and I can save this as my front bump. Looking back at the files, we have a driver side, passenger side, rear bumper, front bumper, hood, hatch, and we're missing the roof. I'm glad I looked over that. Unless I saved it somewhere else, but I don't think I did. So the roof, if we pull this back up, roof is going to be from here to here. Do that. Flatten again. Crop. I swore I saved it, but I guess I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. Silly me. It's right here. Okay. So we have truck hatch, trunk hatch, roof, rear bumper, pass, hood, front bumper, driver to print. At that point, I would then go ahead and attach this all to a proof, and I would send it to the client. And then I would continue to break up for print and get it ready and make sure that everything's tight. Thank you for watching, and good luck designing your first fade wrap.